when you have a really good idea and you don't do it. Because it's kind of nice to keep it in the back of your mind, right? You have this idea and you're like, well, when I get a little bit better, or when I get a little bit more money, or a little bit more time, I'm gonna do this idea and it's gonna be awesome. And you wait, and you wait. And in the back of your mind, that idea becomes even more wonderful. And you start imagining the awards that you're going to get.
Behind us. Our guys were holding the mics down very... He was trying to be inconspicuous and thus became extraordinarily inconspicuous. He's slithering across the stage.
Well, I know how to get the crowd's attention now. So, you have this idea. And it sits in the back of your mind. And it just grows bigger, and you imagine the awards that you're going to get. And as time goes by, it becomes harder and harder to execute that idea because your expectations are so big, and by the time that you finally do, it kind of sucks when it comes out because you've wasted a lot of time not getting better at the skill sets that you need to do it. So, what I'm going to ask you guys to talk about is how do you approach getting through those moments when you have an idea? How do you get it out to the world? How do you summon courage in the face of failure and things like that? And then also ask you what kinds of ideas right now would you consider to be brain crap? What are you not executing that you think you should?
Looking straight at me right now, so I guess I'll go first.
I do that. I look at the people that I don't want to talk.
Okay.
General rule.
I guess for me, whenever you want to do like something new, there's always like this feeling like you're not quite ready for it, sort of. At least that's just what I feel when you're going into like a new big project. But I feel like you can't like wait until you feel ready, because then like the opportunity can pass. So you just go for it, and a lot of times you realize later that you were actually ready, you just didn't know it at the time.
Yeah, I have a mentor from college who used to always say to me, fake it till you make it. Because we all feel like we're pretending, I think, especially in VidCon. Like, I just pretend to play rock shows to screaming fans. That doesn't actually happen. That doesn't make any sense.
One character whose name is Hank Green.
Yeah. Well, and I think that generally...
This got weird.
That's the goal.
So wait, are we really here? Or are we inside of a dreaming butterfly?
No, I think it's an elaborate Truman Show experience, and I'm just being experimented on.
So you feel like you're faking it. But what does that do? Is it easier to control the puppet, Hank, or the real one?
Well, I don't feel like I'm pretending to be me. I feel like I'm pretending to be a writer, or I'm pretending to be a creator, or I'm pretending to be a musician. But the thing is that pretending to be something and being something are pretty much the exact same thing as long as that thing exists. Like, you can pretend to be an alien and you're not an alien, but you can, as long as you're pretending to be a musician and you're writing songs and people are listening to them, I feel like I'm pretending, but I'm actually...
Can we get back to you pretending to be an alien?
Do you want me to try it?
I would like you to do it right now.
I can't physiologically change, but I can do it.
Okay, speak like one. So, you're learning something right now. So just to jump on that point, there are, when you approach something that you've never done before, I mean, you can fake it till you make it, but we just have a brief chat outside. What happens when you're aware that there are some things that you just can't do?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the thing I think that I'm best at is knowing what I can't do. Because I'm constantly coming up with ideas like, okay, since I've been at VidCon, I've come up with 3 ideas for television shows. I can't make television shows, but they're in there now, and I don't know what to do about it. And I know if I did them myself, sure, it would be out there. They wouldn't be very good. And so, I guess...
Can you pitch one right now?
Yeah, that's the
out of your head.
Right, because there's all these things about like reboots and remakes and sequels and all stuff. I thought, what's a franchise that hasn't been touched yet that has real potential? And what I came to was the Powerpuff Girls. In charge of the Powerpuff Girls, like gritty, edgy reboot, like the live action, and they're like super hot. I haven't decided yet whether it's like a comic book series or just a TV show, but
I worry that you're gonna make it.
So just in the spirit of making this real, Kurt, you just finished making a movie. Can you just the cold intro right now, the first page, if you guys could collaborate on the Powerpuff Girls reboot, we're making it happen live right now.
I would be honored to collaborate with the Powerpuff Girls, but only if I could play one of them.
My other issue is, I don't have permission. So I don't have the Powerpuff Girls franchise licensed, so I don't know. I'm probably going to get sued.
How any of that works? Well, that's an excellent point, and I feel like this is something that, like, knowing that you suck at things, extremely important. Because we all suck at things, and we're good at things. And I think that generally, this is something that I did early on in my career, is I created several really horrible projects that I didn't just spend a lot of time on, I hired people. I spent thousands of dollars, which was that was just a huge amount of, and we're all used to going out and spending $100,000 on our education. And so, but spending $5,000 on working on a project seems idiotic, especially if the chances of that project succeeding are tiny. But you're spending $100,000 on education, and basically that's just another $5,000 towards learning how to manage people, how to create, how to implement, and so investing time is easier. Investing money is hard, and I don't suggest you go out and invest half your net worth or anything. But it's okay to put money towards things, especially because your peers you can try and get them to work on your ideas with you. But it's a lot easier if you pay them some small amount of money, and then when they, the deadline happens and they're like, oh, sorry, I didn't do it, you can be like, well, I paid you, instead of well, okay.
I think Hank's asking for money right now.
So we're going to crowdsource my new brain crack right now. I'm going to just walk around with a hat.
Okay, so you had mentioned before that, this idea of starting things before you feel ready, which is a confidence question to some extent. Now, I imagine that there's downtime for all of you where you're not working on any particular idea. Is there anything that you do to kind of keep yourself ready for when the big moment strikes where you sort of say, okay, it's time to do this? Or is there any baseline activity or sort of habits or rituals that you get into to keep yourself creative and active?
I mean, as a writer, I'm always having a notepad on me or somewhere nearby, just so whenever I just get something, I can jot it down. I know that's something that a lot of writers do. So super helpful. You never know when some crazy idea. You're going to write half the script to Powerpuff Girls movie and you don't have any paper. It'd be a tragedy.
I tend to just grab onto one project and be this is what I'm working on for the next 3 months or 6 months, however long it takes. We just finished writing an album about Doctor Who. Kind of downplay it you might know. So now I'm in between projects. And I don't know what the next thing is that I'm going to do, but I feel there's a few things I can do, and once one of them grabs me, usually the main thing is collaboration, because I know so many good people that can make up for the things that I'm not good at. I can't produce music like people who can. So if suddenly we all find the perfect storm, we're all ready, we all have the right amount of time, we want to get this project going, that becomes, it's organic, what becomes the main focus, I guess.
I try to mentally be in a place where this is kind of a crap answer, but I try to mentally be in a place where I'm ready to just act at any moment. And there's certain, if I had a really good idea today, probably wouldn't act immediately because there's some other stuff I'm doing right now. But when I often, it happens when I go on vacation, I get away from what I'm doing every day, and then suddenly I'm ooh, and I have ideas. So as soon as I get information, I like to be in a place where I can, one, email everyone I know who I respect and say here's my idea. I write it down. Writing business plans, or not business, but writing down ideas is my favorite thing. It's better than a water slide. It's better than corn dogs. It's my favorite thing to do.
That just pissed a lot of people off.
I I love to have an idea and like
And
write
now I'm
down
thinking
all
about
the-
corn dogs on a water slide, which is just that was not what I was thinking of. It wasn't you eating a corn dog on a water slide. It was just sort of a wet, slimy corn dog at the bottom of a water slide.
I thought he was having a good time going down.
It looked like you were having fun in your imaginary water slide, eating your imaginary corn dog. And it was bouncing motion, which I hadn't expected in this particular water slide scenario.
It's a good water slide.
I guess so.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So did I tell you how babies are made?
Not fast.
Quickly,
I have a question for all of you, which is like, the whole thing of brain crack is I have an idea, I need to get this idea out, it's better to have it out than have it in there, right? But do you think it's better to, if you have a really good idea, you think, I want to give this, like if I do this now, I'll get it out and it'll be done, but it won't be as good as if I hold on to it. So I think that's the main reason I hold on to things, is they could be better if I, you know. So do you think it's better to have like 10 little ideas that you just put out, or one really good idea that might take longer?
I think it's a really great point. There's two components to it. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's all I really have to say. I just wanted to congratulate you on how good your point was. But sweet, thanks for breaking my flow. So it's good. There's two components to it. So one is the speed at which you make things, and then the other is to what extent are you going to faithfully execute the idea. And I think that when I think about work, I always think about balancing those two things. How quickly and faithfully can I make something? And they pull in opposite directions. I think the main thing for me is that just making something doesn't mean that you don't get to make it again. Borges is a famous Argentinian writer, I think, said that you basically have 3 or 4 themes in your life, and you just repeat them over and over again. So I don't think that trying something fast and dirty and expecting it to kind of be rough precludes you spending a longer time. What it does is it teaches you about what you're trying to do.
So NaNoWriMo's a really good example of that, I think.
What is it?
NaNoWriMo?
Yeah.
Where's NaNoWriMo?
I don't know. It's like Caribbean karaoke, I think. I forgot what I was going to say.
Can each of you say one thing that you forgot you were going to say? Okay, so we have 2 minutes left. One little brain crack idea. You mentioned the TV shows, you're going to have to come up with something different. You screwed the bridge there.
I'm going for notes while you're done, because I have loads. I'm not going for this.
Okay, is there something that is in the back of your head that you're not executing because you kind of like feel like you're holding on to it?
There's I feel like a lot of times I don't execute things because I don't feel like I have the time, really. Always working on 500 projects, as I'm sure we all are. There's always so many things that we want to do. I feel like I want to make another movie, but making a movie is so different than making a YouTube video. You can make a YouTube video in a day. You can make a movie, you can spend a year trying to make a movie and then still not be finished. So, yeah, it's just a battle against the clock.
I found the note that I'd like to read out, and bear in mind that I wrote this down, so this means this wasn't just, oh that would be cool. I noted this down, I could remember it in the future. Okay. It's called Hush. It's a really quiet nightclub. Where all of the music is just really quiet. So everyone can talk and people are just awkwardly kind of just nodding their heads. And I pictured a nightclub mixed with a library and I wrote down a nightbury.
I've always got a bunch of them. This is one that I tweeted the other day, nobody got it. It's a joke app that you can install on your phone, and your camera will sense when the light turns green while you're Facebooking, so you'll freaking drive instead of sitting there at the light after it turns green, because I hate that.
Mine would be, it's a site called I Love You This Much, and there's just a button on it that you press, and a small little character starts spreading his arms wider and wider really slowly. And
know, like the longer you press the button and just wait, the bigger it is. So you know if you got it and his arms were really wide, then somebody spent like 20 minutes just holding a button down for you.
That's amazing.
All right, well, I think that's all the time that we have. Thank you guys so much.